Previously on the GAA2, y'all. He was teleported. They're still saying that. I just find that so hard to believe. Very well, the court grants the prosecution's request. We need to know about this. I should very much like to hear from eyewitnesses to the incident. Dude, I don't know what my stance even is right now. We shall take a short recess now, during which time the prosecution will prepare its new witnesses to take the stand. As you wish, my lord. Xenoblade 3. Oh my god, he said it! Dude! And now back to 3:28 a.m. Alright guys, back to Ace Attorney Chronicles 2. Let's continue! So, what was happening in the light? I think it was about to call some witnesses or something. I think that's what was happening here. Let's find out though. Oh yeah, we're like in between things here. Wait, this might be the last... Oh no, I might have already heard this. I might have to fast forward here a little bit. Yeah, the antecedent. Mr. Naruhodo. What on earth were you playing at just now? Or rather... What on earth were you playing at all along? No, I think this is new. My hypothesis, my amazing hypothesis. You've been picking holes in it from the start. Oh, sorry about that, jeez. I was trying to keep you from going to jail here, but you promised me. You said you'd prove that tragic explosion was an accident, not murder. You said you'd keep my precious invention from falling into anyone else's hands. Like, I don't know if that and proving you innocent are mutually exclusive necessarily. Yet. Just, I don't even know what that means. But all you've done so far is try to undermine me. Why am I wearing my name tag right now? I'm not at work. Yes, I did make you a promise. You're right. You're right. I said that I believe in you and fight for your freedom to the very end. But listen, butthead, I also told you I was no scientist. I don't understand your hypothesis. Fact is, there's an undeniable flaw in your logic, isn't there? Oh, but if I just run through some equations... Yes, you see, it's because my work is incomplete. Perhaps it is. Nevertheless, a man died as a consequence, didn't he? Died, I tell you! Oh, no, that's right, I did kill somebody. I forgot about that part. Oh, there's a hole in my head. You're right, you're so right. It's all my fault. And I have no right to blame you for my failures. I'm a disaster, not just as a scientist, but as a human being. Okay, alright, take it easy. That might be a little over the top, yeah. It's gonna be okay, man. And while on this subject... Well, what about Brock? He's being awful! Claiming his old university friend to be a murderer, you mean? He's a disaster, not just as a prosecutor, but as a human being. Oh, no. Oh, but no! Wait, he's the Reaper, isn't he? Perhaps he's not classified as Homo sapiens anymore. Maybe just Homo, I don't know. Glad that's cleared up. Anyway. Can I double-check something with you? Yes. What? The machine and demonstration you prepared, they were based entirely on your hypothesis, I presume. There was no trickery involved. What do you think I am, some kind of magician? I drew the plans for the machine with my very own hands. Every line was painstakingly drawn with a firm belief that science is the only future. So yes, it's true that my hypothesis hasn't reached maturity yet, but please, Mr. Naruhodo, you must believe in it. Well, okay. Alright, Professor, I understand. Oh, the fact that he used the word Professor, there's just... Every time I see the word Professor for the rest of this game now, I'm gonna be on edge. He did mention some other professor, or somebody did, at some point. Anyway, dudes, are you ready to get back in there, dudes? Prosecution's witness are ready to take the stand, dudes. Court's about to be in session again. Make your way to the courtroom, please. One with a mustache, one without. Which one will do it, I have no doubt. It all hinges on that demonstration. If the professor's hypothesis is as sound as he claims, it leaves him as the only person who could possibly have killed the victim. But on the other hand, Mr. Holmes was adamant. Yeah, I think I did something, and that's why he's wearing this outfit, because, like, I was watching some other videos, not anything that I had seen, just up to where I've been, and, like, he's wearing his normal clothes in the videos, so I don't know if I did something weird here, but anyway, I don't mind this outfit, though, it looks cool. Anyway, a practical implementation, such as was attempted by the Professor of the Great Exhibition, is quite impossible. So really, what should I be trying to prove here? It's a good question. Maybe these witnesses can bring us a little closer to that. Because I'm telling you, man, October 23rd, 11 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. All the same jurors. Why would they change? I have no idea. In the name of Her Majesty, the Queen, I hereby reconvene the proceedings of this court. Counsels for the defense and prosecution, are you ready for the new witness to testify? The prosecution is ready, my lord. Doth Jaw, I call you to the stand. As is the defense, my lord. So, Lord Van Zeeks, long time, man. I believe these next witnesses saw the demonstration on the day in question with their own eyes. Indeed they did. There's like 100,000 people there, and you're telling me only these two saw it? I don't know. Like, you could call anybody at this point. I don't know. And as luck would have it, one of them is a police detective. Him again? So the testimony we were about to hear. Oh wait, he might be calling Gina, actually. The way he just builds it up like he has such high expectations for it, if it would turn out... Well, she's not a detective, though, like... Anyway, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. Though it ended in tragedy, the demonstration on the day in question was scientifically sound. He just really wants to prove that the science of that thing is real, or something. It's like... Consequently, this old person with the opportunity to have committed this act of murder is the only other individual to have been present on the stage at the time, the accused. With my chunky arm, I say to you, thank you, counsel, and thank you, your chunky arm. The prosecution's position is clear. Pretty much the same as it was before. So, bring forth your witnesses now. I can't wait to see this. I've been wondering for the last week now who these people are going to be. I still say we got to meet the engineer at some point, or whoever it was that actually built the thing. The witnesses whose proximity to the incident on the day in question will clarify the truth unequivocally. Yeah, and that if it's just people who saw it, I don't know about the engineer then. Let's see. Oh, wow! Okay, we got Monkey Tobey, and there she is. Of course. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court to hear. My name is Balthazar Loon. I'm the impresario of all the hot air balloons in... No, I'm not going to do that, I promise. In vicinity of the experimento stage. The hot air balloons. Wait a minute. Didn't I say... that maybe the body fell from a hot air balloon? Ugh. How would have gotten it up there, though? My name is Wilhelm Gottstreit Sigismund Online, WGSO. I have come to see the great exhibition all the way from my home in Bohemia. Aww, that's cute. Look at this. I'm very rich. Inspector Gino Lestrade, Scotland Yard. I'm a great detective, even though I like Sholmes. Okay, so you are a detective. I wasn't sure, like, the way they were talking, it kind of, I don't know, seemed sort of unofficial. I was on security duty at the exhibition, and I got to go up in one of them balloons. It was amazing. Gina. Again. But she did mention that she's seen the disaster from up in a balloon, actually, didn't she? And she clearly loved every minute of it. Well, just seeing her happy is nice. There were 3 balloons flying near the public experimentation stage when the incident occurred. 2 of these witnesses were in one such balloon at the time, and saw events unfold from the skies above. I'm forgetting my British accent. For what little bit I can do of that. You make it sound like they were in the clouds. It was only an altitude of circa 60 feet, very low. Well, you can't see nothing if you fly too high, can you? 60 feet. About 18 meters, then. 18 meters. Thank you for your introductions. Now, you will give your formal testimony for the court. Seems like a happy bunch here. Kindly describe exactly what you witnessed, especially those of you who had a vantage point above the stage. That means you and not you. Why do you have a bandage over your head? Is that a bandage? Maybe it's just for looks. He reminds me of Maki Tobey, except cooperative. So far. It was an incident terrible. Terrible. I'm only grateful that my balloons were not damaged. There's this huge bang from the stage, and the next second, another bang in the sky beside us. And from amid the smoke, a cage appeared out of nowhere. Oh, the cage had fell from the sky like a stone, and crashed into the crystal tower. I didn't get a good look inside the cage, but no one went near it after it crashed into the tower. Okay. A most extraordinary collective account, I must say. Could I just clarify something? Yeah, a lot of things. We'll be doing that. There's a detail in the witness's testimony that I've not heard any mention of until now. Specifically, that there were 2 explosions. More precisely, 2 explosions in 2 separate places, yes. Yeah, because, like, there was no way they were going to hide it from everybody. They were surrounded, so, like... Because my first thought was, like, maybe one of the explosions was a diversion or something. I guess that, actually, that would make a lot of sense, though. When the demonstration began, the balloon carrying the 2 witnesses was around here. There were other balloons in the air nearby at the time, carrying other passengers as well, and his body. But we don't know which balloon was that yet. Oh. Then as power was supplied to the machine for the demonstration, the first explosion occurred. Okay. That could be, then. Maybe the first explosion is like a diversion. I don't want to get too, like, hung up on that, but man. The so-called bird cage that contained the victim disappeared from the stage, and a moment later... The second explosion occurred directly adjacent to the balloon carrying the witnesses. And boom. The bird cage appeared at the site of the explosion, subsequently to plummet down into the Crystal Tower. I was very surprised. Suddenly a cage appeared before my eyes. There's a person inside. I lost my balloon! The blast was so hot I didn't want to miss a thing, so I kept my eyes wide. We have 2 German people in here. Can you give me another one of those? He's gonna run out. Is he gonna run out? Oh, he's still got, I think, as many as he did before. I still have lots of money. Yeah, whatever. Can we just reflect on the absolute terror in this man's eyes right now? Precisely who is this curious infantile, this scream box? I'm told he is a young noble of Bohemian royalty. Apparently. Oh, now I got that song stuck in my head, damn it. Apparently he disguised himself in order to steal unnoticed into the Great Exhibition. What did he do? Get his brother to stand on his head and put a trench coat around them? Yeah, I'm here in London on a sightseeing trip. This is my elementary school. We will have the benefit of a child's point of view in the testimony. So why would he be alone in the balloon without the rest of the class? Can they all go together? Oh. It's probably not important. When I've removed my mask, this is what I look like. I mean, he's pretty cute. He looks like one of them kids from Danganronpa, Ultra Despair Girls, actually. Oh yes, I see a delightful face, I'm sure. Not that I can tell. Yeah, everybody says so. Great disguise, then. You ain't no persona, though. Or you ain't got one yet. Too young for that. The point is, personas aside, the testimony of these witnesses further substantiates the facts for the court. Namely, that despite ending in an explosion, instantaneous kinesis was successfully demonstrated. And furthermore, that until the arrival of the police, no one approached the Crystal Tower where the victim fell. And there you have it. Only the accused, who was with Mr. Asman on the stage, could possibly have committed the murder. Yep. Yes, thank you, counsel. The prosecution's views on the matter are quite clear, Lord Vader. So the defense's cross-examination now, please. Please? Yes, my lord. Carry on. Alrighty. Yep. Starting with the dude in the middle. The view from 60 feet up. Oh, that's a nice title. It was an incident terrible. I'm only grateful that my balloons were not damaged. Okay, this is not important, but whatever. There were 3 balloons flying above the experimentation stage at the time, I understand. Yep, see, all 3 of them. My bellissimi bambini. They are very popular, signor. Some people will pay £10 for one ride. 10 pounds? Jeez, that's more than my annual stipend. You can't be serious. 20 pounds a month? That is my pocket money. Oh. Royals have all the luck and will never be them. I got up there for free, I did. Played the old I work for Her Majesty's police card, you know? Detectives have all the luck. Some guys have all the luck. If they're so popular, why would you only be operating such a small number of balloons, though? Because if I have too many in the skies, they could crash into each other. But that already happened anyway, I'm sure. The operators for the balloons were decided by lots, which each operator banning a particular area. Yes, I read that badly on purpose. See, and the zone above public experimentation stage is the most profitable. The other impresarios, they hate me. Thank you, witness. I think the court has a clear picture of the arrangements for balloon rides at the exhibit. You know, the lines were still 3 hours long, though. Perhaps we could hear more about what you actually witnessed of the incident. Yes.
Right, I can fill you in there, my lord.
And to you. To me. Huge bang from the stage, and the next second, another bang in the sky beside us. So this is a pretty big deal. This was the one thing he called attention to before we went to this. So you actually saw the accident happen from up in the air? Hiccup? Excuse me.
Yup, and it's amazing what a detective gets to do, eh? I'm telling you, Otto, being a lawyer is a mug's game. You should join the force, and we can go flying together.
You're a little young for me, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, of course, then again, like, I'm talking about him and Susanoo getting together. Anyway, could you tell us exactly what you saw, do you think?
Everything. We saw everything, because we were above it all. That dodgy cove climbing into that cage, and that dodgy professor pulling all them levers.
Wait a minute. Yeah, cove. Never heard you refer to a person as Cove, unless you're talking about the guy who plays John Kreese.
And that's when it happened. That's when there was that massive bang and the cage disappeared, just like that.
You are smiling a lot. That's not the way I remember you, but that's fine, though. Anyway, you're describing the moment the subject's body was decomposed by the electricity, I believe. Before I start to decompose.
I didn't know what to make of it while using the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but then there was another bang right in me ear. I looked around, and there was a huge great fireball right next to us in the sky. And there was nothing there before.
Whoa, somebody...
And what appears out of the flames? The cage, that's what.
We got something here. Already?
Excuse me!
Seems a little early for this, but okay. Master Gotts, does your memory of the day differ? He's thinking about it.
My teacher at the elementary school said that when you meet someone for the first time, you should always use their full name.
Oh. Yeah, I called you Master, man. You know what Anakin would have given to be called that?
Wilhelm, God's great sequence of the bar.
Just the 4 names, then? The point is, do you have something to say? Something to add in response to Detective Gina Lestrade's last word? Detective Gina Lestrade, man. Huh.
Oi, got it right, Otto. It's Inspector Lestrade.
Oh, right. Why does everyone have a problem with how I address them at the moment?
That is not what I saw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a second explosion and it was right beside our balloon. That is true. But I'm sure.
Oh.
Which is what I said in it. 1 minute there was nothing there, the next a massive explosion. I wasn't finished.
You do not interrupt them. Oh no, she gets her hat on, falls on her head the same way that guy in the first case did, that I laughed so hard at. Anyway, yeah, they're full of rhapsody. Well, he wants another one. The animation of him handing the money over is just really good. Like the way he takes it in between his fingers, just a small detail, but I like it.
Just before the second explosion happened next to our balloon, I clearly witnessed something stupid. A green balloon flying in the sky.
A green balloon? A hot air balloon or just a regular balloon?
You what? I never saw nothing like that.
Well, that's where we differ then.
And you can't say I didn't see it. I will complain to the console. I will cry and scream.
Don't bring up the console. Please. You're gonna be getting Mobius all up in this bitch.
My testimony is the truth. I'm Bohemian Prince. You cannot say it's a lie. That is not allowed.
Okay.
Playing the bleeding royalty card, are you? Typical.
Says the orphan who likes to remind people she works for Her Majesty's police. Well, you know, you take what you can get. In that case, young man, I must ask you to amend your formal testimony in the interest of cordial national relations between Great Britain and Bohemia. Is that a real place? I guess it must be. I don't feel really stupid if it is.
It was not the sky that exploded, it was the green balloons that was next to ours at the time.
A green balloon burst, you say? Are you sure about that?
Of course I'm sure. I'm a proud Bohemian Prince. All these questions are making me boring.
Well, I think you mean bored.
You're gonna start correcting my grammar now?
Oh, yeah, well, I'm not about to debate you on that one. Is there like... Oh, his hat is like a hot air balloon. There's like a little flame in there. That's funny. I wonder if he weighs like 5 pounds less because of that.
Ragazzo, it is very wrong to lie.
Why?
Flying balloons never explode. For the same reason the planets never explode. It is logical.
Please tell me that doesn't mean logical.
If you insult me, you insult all of Bohemia. Matai.
I will have the army come and shoot all your stupid balloons out of the sky. All of them!
Okay. Now, can I have a balloon? Here you are, your highness.
Man, he is making bank today, let me tell you. If only all international incidents were so easily resolved. Wow, dude. Resolved. Hey, title drop there.
Now that peaceful relations have been restored here in the courtroom, perhaps we could return to the testimony.
Yeah, really. So that was all just a big distraction. Well, he did say, though, there was a balloon, so...
Did you also see the moment the cage materialized, Mr. Loon? No, I did not see the explosion myself, however.
The cage fell from the sky like a stone and crashed into the crystal tower. What you got? What you got for me, baby? Did you see that actually happen? Like, how far up into the sky are we talking here?
No, in reality I did not. I saw after it hit the tower.
Oh, well, never mind then.
There was a grande confusione around the stage. I ran to see what had happened. I was terrorized by the idea that one of my balloons had crashed. I can tell you.
I think this balloon is making you a little loopy there, buddy. Or maybe making me loopy. I suppose they are his livelihood. Yeah. So, like, he was on the ground, so I guess if he was looking up, it would look like it was coming from the sky. Even if it was coming from a balloon, again, I don't want to just...
But when I looked up to the sky, all my precious balloons were still there.
I saw it, though. I saw it slam into the tower. After all, I'm a detective now. Then tell us what you saw, Inspector Lestrade.
Rightio.
That's what I like to hear. Oh my gosh, I'm rubbing my eyes, man. I'm gonna take a sip or something here. So, didn't get a good look inside the cage, but no one went near it after it crashed into the tower.
Hold it!
Well, for how long after? Because eventually someone went there and got a picture of him, so... Was it you who gave the order to keep people away?
Use your head, Otto. How would it have been me? I was up in a balloon, wasn't I?
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, because I wasn't available, it was the boss who had to leg it over there. He was getting shoved and kicked all over by the panicking spectators as he tried to seal off the scene. It was a real sight to behold, I can tell you. Amazing.
Poor Inspector Gregson. Oh, poor Luigi.
Mario! So anyway, I couldn't see the cage that well because of all the smoke. And I didn't really want to see, to be honest. I was scared out of my wits.
Yeah, well, as you would be. Keep it together, Inspector. Well, there it is. That's all the 5 presses. The prosecution really is asserting that the demonstration was genuine. But what if it was actually some kind of switch-around trick instead? That would mean that the victim was never actually on the stage in the first place. That's exactly what I was saying. 2 explosions would have thrown everyone watching into a panic for sure. I think I need to find out more about what exactly people saw at the time. Did we ever see the rest of that statement before the person in the middle started reacting to it? I don't know. Okay, sure. Looked around, and there was a huge, great fireball right next to us in the sky, and there was nothing there before. Okay, yeah, she's saying there's nothing there before, but he said otherwise, because he said there was a balloon there. And what appears out of the flames of the cage, that's what. And that description sounds like the moment after the man was beamed instantaneously through space.
It's mind-blowing, isn't it? But that's the 20th century for you, I reckon.
So, 20th century. Well, there's a reason for... Oh, no, that's 21st, my bad. So the people who actually saw the demonstration with their own eyes really believe they saw something miraculous taking place. Eesh. Oh, this would be a way to sort of corroborate it. Not really so much... I might try that, actually. Let me see. Did he say green? It was a green balloon. Is this what I want to do? I'm gonna try it. But balloons aren't made of canvas, though, right? Like, I don't know. And also, it's not at odds with the evidence. It's like the consent thing in Danganronpa. It just seems to jar, though, don't you think? I don't know what you mean by jar, but this whole exchange has been extremely jarring, yes. Perhaps I need to reconsider this. Or consider this, in the words of R.E.M. in Losing My Religion. It was a green balloon that was next to ours. You know, who's to say he's not talking about another hot air balloon? Because what are the odds that a normal balloon would be that close to a hot air balloon? I think he's talking about another hot air balloon. That would jive more with the whole canvas thing that I was just trying. Which is... Because a hot air balloon, this could be a piece of a hot air balloon, maybe. Those would have to be made of something pretty sturdy. But it's not this statement that we presented on, so what else do we have here? Whoops. No, not that. Let me just go back to the beginning here and take a look again. It was an incident terrible, I'm only grateful that my balloons around it. Oh! Well, there you go. We got this. Mr. Loon, in your testimony, you said that all 3 of the balloons you had operating at the time were undamaged. See, that is correct. If they had been caught in the explosions, it would have been terrible. Terrible. I wonder if you might know what this is? Oh, I think it may be, part of a balloon. A burnt piece of the fabric of the envelope. The envelope. I guess that's like what he calls the lining inside the balloon to keep it from exploding or whatever. Pardon, that is the large round part of the balloon which becomes filled with hot air. It is made from very thick fabric lined with rubber. You do not want it to rip when you were in the sky. You definitely don't. Just as I thought. This piece of cloth was found near your experimentation stage. In other words, as Master Gods testified... That's not my name! Shut up. A green balloon did indeed explode that day. Oh man, we're getting this guy. Oh man. If all the balloons in the sky above the experimentation stage belong to you, Mr. Loon, and there were only 3 of them, and your statement that they were all undamaged clearly contradicts the evidence. Like, I don't know, I mean, who's to say when this balloon, whatever, was damaged, you know, and somebody could have just kept the piece, threw it out there that day, you know, to make it look like they spent 10 whole pounds for the experience. It seems to me like those things crash 50% of the time anyway. What? No, they don't! Oh my god, nobody would ever ride him if it was 50% odds. The instantaneous kinesis did occur, but after the explosion on the stage, the point of materialization shifted to a location occupied by a balloon. Causing the balloon to explode? Yes, eminently plausible. An unfortunate traffic accident, as it were, but it changes nothing about the pertinent facts. This I cannot accept. I was trying to sound happy for you people, but now I'm just pissed off. Why not, Mr. Loon? You're suggesting that I'm a liar? That person's died in a balloon incident. There's no need to get fired up, Mr. Loon. Nice one. The victim was the sole fatality that day. That's right, and I prove it. Balthazar Loon is not a liar. There was no such balloon in the sky. It is not impossible. You're saying it's impossible? Why? This court has more important matters to discuss than the number of balloons that were operating that day. Well, unless it turns out that, like... Because, I mean, if it turns out that the body did fall from one of the balloons, then that would mean he's probably in on it. I'm pointing at him right now, like, because somebody would have had to make a deal with him to take the body up with one of the balloons. Of course, were there other passengers on that balloon? I don't know. I didn't mean to eject there, but I think he just did that by himself. But we can't ignore the fact that nobody appears to have known anything about this other balloon until now. My lord! The defense calls for further testimony from Mr. Loon. Yep. Yeah. I concur. There is clearly more to the truth here than meets the eye. It's imperative that we clear up the issue of this phantom balloon, I feel. Witness, you will give supplementary testimony about the balloons you were operating at the exhibition. Oh! Sorry, I'm having a stroke. Jeez. Well, he seems all too happy to. Alright. That's what reminds me. Why are we starting with this jackass? I thought it was Mr. Loon's testimony. Okay, here we go. Oh, let's just start on him because he's in the middle, I guess. As I said, Balthazar Loon is no liar. Every balloon I had in the sky landed safely. Did they all have passengers on them? All 3 of my balloons were carrying passengers. Okay. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. I love it when I ask you a question and then the game just answers it right now. Oh, if they fell to the ground in an explosion, what a catastrophe.
But you can't get away from the fact that a burnt-up bit of cloth was found at the scene, can you? The coppers at the yard reckoned it was probably some debris thrown from the explosion on the stage.
This stupid ragazzo was mistaken. My balloons have the red and blue zigzag stripes anyway. Do they? But is there any part of them that is green? Because that would still... Oh, he's saying it's somebody else's balloon?
If he even saw a balloon in the first place. I do not like the sound of it. It is very bad for business. I have a good mind to sue the land of Bohemia.
You ain't gonna like that.
If you attack us, we will fight back. It will be war, all out war.
Yeah, with Legos, perhaps. I don't believe this. What happened to all-out war? They got over it. Mr. Loon certainly doesn't appear to be lying. That doesn't change the fact that the testimony and evidence are contradictory here. If the defense is unable to find fault with the witnesses' statements, the courts must consider them the truth. Chunky on. Think long and hard on that, my learned friend. The situation has clearly changed now. Like, he doesn't even flinch when he gets called a learned friend. I have to get to the bottom of what happened here, or the top, no matter what it takes. Counsel, you may now cross-examine the witnesses' disease. Okay. Mr. Loon's balloon bursts. As I said, Balthazar Loon is no liar. Every balloon I had in the sky landed safely. Alright, let's go. You couldn't just have forgotten one, maybe.
Senor, I am not that bad at my job, I'll have you know. I might not notice if I was given 100 lentils and one was missing. But we are talking about 3 enormous balloons. Do you believe I could make a mistake about something so grand and expensive?
I took the liberty of having Inspector Gregson check this gentleman's warehouse. I have the report here. It clearly says a total of 3 balloons. My. It would appear no mistake has been made then. Surely Miss Lestrade could have been sent for such a menial task.
What? Me? I'll tell you what I told the boss. East End kids like me can only count up to 2. Obviously, that ain't true. But the boss brought it and said he'd have to go himself in that case.
Wow. Jeez, how do you keep your job after that? Man, I tell you. Doesn't matter.
All 3 of my balloons were carrying passengers if they fell to the ground in an explosion or a catastrophe.
Okay. It would be quite a catastrophe if they fell to the ground for any reason, I think. On that note, Mr. Loon, tell me, what is it that keeps these balloons in the sky?
Oh, are you an idiot? That is like asking, why does a candle burn bright? It burns bright because it burns bright. And a balloon flies because it flies. What else?
Just say helium. We could be done with this. It must be Italian for I don't know. Oh god, is it supposed to have like a Mario voice? We're gonna change it now? I don't know. There are 2 types of flying balloons, hot air balloons and gas balloons. Hot air balloons work on the principle of hot air being less dense than cold air, whereas gas balloons derive their lift by using a gas that is lighter than air. Ah, actually,
And my balloons are filled with a magic gas, I believe.
Hydrogen, lighter than air, but highly explosive.
Good lord! I do not permit smoking of the cigarettes in any of my balloons. The magic gas does not like fire.
Jeez. Even a small spark of static electricity could cause the entire balloon to explode. You don't say. That tells me that's going to be important.
What is the matter with you, senor? All that comes out of your mouth is explosion, explosion. I tell you, my balloons are perfectly safe. They have to be, or I cannot eat. None of my balloons exploded that day, I'm completely sure.
But if any other balloon exploded, I feel like he would have said something. Like, he would want to say something, because it would put the other balloon people out of business. If there are other balloon people working here, which maybe there's not. Well, the thing is, if he didn't see it, I guess he just didn't see it, you know, that's the thing.
But if you still say that is what happened, you must show me the proof.
Alright. So Mr. Loon had 3 balloons in the air that day. If none of them were damaged, And what was the one that exploded? The way he gave the Charlie Brown look again.
But you can't get away from the fact that a burnt-up bit of cloth was found at the scene, can you?
I mean, really. I was surprised to find the piece of fabric still at the scene, actually. Didn't you search the area surrounding the stage for clues?
Nah, I'm not into picking stuff up on the ground, me. I don't dig through the trash, I get gumshoe to do that. Always works out way better diving into people's pockets instead.
Yup. So much for the new career path.
Mind you, the boss was on his hands and knees picking up all kinds of rubbish from the floor. Thing is, though, the cage went crashing into the Crystal Tower, didn't it? So that's where most of the investigation was going on.
I mean, I believe it. Even so, I would have thought someone from Scotland Yard would have gathered it up as evidence.
God, listen to you. You stumbled across a bit of balloon and suddenly you're the best investigator in the world.
Pardon?
Well, you ain't got a badge, have you? Like this one. I could arrest you with this if I wanted to.
I wouldn't put it past her. I would just run. I would run away.
Come to think of it, there was talk of some scorching on the ground at a meeting we had about the investigation.
Yeah, we saw that too. Like, the ground was scuffed up.
The coppers at the yard reckoned it was probably some debris thrown from the explosion on the stage.
Okay. There was considerable damage to the stage and surrounding area, wasn't there?
Yeah, some of the coves were watching the experiment were caught in the blast and injured. Good job the old contraption didn't keel over, eh?
I didn't consider that. It seems there was great panic after the incident occurred. Nevertheless, the police shouldn't have missed a torn piece of the envelope from a balloon. Those stupid heads. Inspector Gregson can expect repercussions at his next salary assessment.
Like me swiping all his fish and chips, eh?
The man's sole pleasure.
None of this matters. That scrap of balloon envelope means nothing. Niente.
The stupid overguts. I'm worried about what that word might mean, because I have no idea. I just think of spaghetti sauce when I see it. Red and blue zigzag stripes. This sounds important. Do you have a picture, or can you prove this or something? You mean the color is wrong?
Si, senor. I don't have any green balloons in my warehouse.
And yet a piece of green cloth was found at the scene, and it's unmistakably from a balloon.
Well, I do not know how that can be.
For the sake of argument, let's say that a green balloon did explode above the stage. You couldn't therefore conclude that it happened on the day in question. Exactly. I was saying that earlier, like who's to say it didn't come from an exploded balloon from 2 weeks ago, who knows. There have been recreational balloon flights over Hyde Park, operating from before the Great Exhibition. One could have exploded on some earlier date. Unfortunate, as I'm sure you'd agree. You believe it may have been from some earlier balloon accident that predates the exhibition? Huh.
Si, exactamente.
I'm thinking now. I think we need to prove that it happened on that day, or else our case might be screwed here.
Clearly this little ragazzo from Bohemia is mistaken about what he saw.
Yep, here we go again. Something tells me this is gonna get annoying. Is something wrong, Master Gotts? Yeah, you just say that. It was on the tip of my tongue. You ever check tip of my tongue on Reddit? Oh, I love that place.
Yeah, something is very wrong. I know what I saw. There was a green balloon there. I swear it. I swear it over Bohemia.
And I believe him.
You can speak as much bad language as you like, but it changes nothing. If you do not have evidence for Gazzo, then I must tell your parents to punish you, eh?
Perhaps we'll let the judge decide when it comes to punishments.
Evidence? What is this evidence?
To give a simple example, young man. A photograph, for instance. Some tangible proof of what you claim. Oh my god, are you serious? Of course the kid would have it. I love it.
I'd not been up in the balloon for a little while, so I was very excited.
And he just throws away the balloon.
I took lots and lots of photographs. Of the Crystal Tower, of the Bohemian exhibit, of the streets of London, of the hotel cellar, and the balloon. All that stuff. And I got the photos developed, too.
They didn't have Polaroids back then, you know. Oh my god. Give us all the pictures. Every single one of them. But all I wanted was a ride in a balloon. I was not interested in boring experiments. Never mind that now. Never mind that now. Can you show us that photograph? Of course. And then you will see. You will see that I'm not lying. That I really did see a green balloon. Oh, right. You're still in black and white. Well, here we go. Well, I see you're all too shocked to speak. Yes, I think shocked is indeed the word, young man. Another? He's gonna run out of balloons. I bet... Well, he's probably not gonna be the one who did it, though. Because I was gonna say, I bet his breakdown would be him just floating away with a bunch of balloons, but... anyway. Perhaps you cannot see that it is a green balloon from this photograph, but there was a balloon there. But that is not my fault. That's the fault of the stupid person who made the camera. Oh no. Oh my god. His crying even has little tildes over the A's. Those are not tildes, I know. I don't know what that's called. A sideways colon. That is one very bohemian sounding cry. I'm glad. Wait, I want to listen to the music for a second here. Aw. It's not my fault. It's the fault of the person who made the camera. Well, never mind. I'm sure you have plenty of wonderful sepia memories to take home with you. Jeez. In any case, when exactly did you take that photograph? No, this is probably just before the explosion. Yeah, okay. You don't say. When I pressed the shutter release, there was this very loud bang. And a hot wind rushed over my face. Rushed? I mean, they don't change the R's to V's, do they? This photograph was taken a split second before the explosion. Yes. Well, if you ask me, this black and white photograph changes nothing. I cannot give the flying fig. Lovely language you picked up. I did not know what to say to that, but I had to just let it sit for a minute. I just had to let it marinate. You know, like that time I was anticipating Edgeworth and said I'd let it marinate. Boy, that was so dumb. As I thought, Mr. Loon's testimony just doesn't quite add up. The young Bohemian boy claims to have seen another fourth balloon. A fourth balloon. But Mr. Loon vehemently denies the possibility. And it's hard to imagine the man in charge could be mistaken about the number that were in the air. Still, this inconsistency must tell us something, I'm sure. Yeah. As I said, Balthazar, well, I feel like it's the thing about the stripes. My balloons have the red and blue zigzag stripes anyway. But, wait, let me look at the photograph again here. How much of this balloon can you see? I can see some of it, but wait a minute, there's no people. There's nobody in there. That's weird. Also, is that like a firework going up? I wonder... Oh, that wouldn't be the crossbow, though. So I'm thinking, what if they use the crossbow to shoot that? Something's being shot up towards the balloon, it looks like. But I imagine they're not going to really be able to use much of this here. I'm going to try it.
Objection.
That last state, okay, yeah, you can't see enough of the balloon. Yeah. Even the design on his hat, like the stripes are way up in the middle. I don't know. I think I'm just paying too much attention, like, overthinking it. Overthinking, you know? I'm even overthinking the word overthinking at this point. Stupid guys, I was mistaken, my balloons have the red and blue zigzag. Wait, let's go back to the beginning. That's what we did last time. See if anything feels out of place. Every balloon I had in the sky landed safely. All three of my balloons were carrying past... Oh! Oh, shoot! There was nobody in the balloon. Yeah, let's try that. Let me try that, because I don't see anybody in this balloon at all. It looks totally empty. Wow, dude. I don't know, for some reason I picture them as being able to carry, like, several people. Like 20 or something. No, you could probably fit, like, 8 people in there? I don't know. Anyway, let's just present, please.
Objection!
Yes, here we go. Unfortunately, the photograph Master Gods took can't tell us the color of the balloon. My name? No. But it can tell us something else. Something crucially important. What? What? It shows that the picture balloon wasn't carrying any passengers. No smile, though. My goodness, you're right! I can't believe I didn't notice. But surely all the balloons would have been carrying passengers. That's what he just said. There would be no sense in it otherwise. See, they offer pleasure. For seeing the view, my balloons only fly with passengers. Well, then it wasn't one of yours. You should be happy about that. Which tells us that the picture balloon isn't one of them. So when the incident occurred that day... BAM! There was a 4th balloon in the skies above the experience. The mysterious green balloon, baby! I know nothing. Niente, I can only tell you one thing. If this balloon was not carrying passengers, then it was not one of mine. Okay. Oh, look at him go, man.
Objection!
Excuse me. Why are you objecting? There are illegal tradesmen everywhere you care to look. Clearly, one such entrepreneur decided to capitalize on the opportunity presented by the Great Exhibition, and managed to operate balloon flights on Mr. Loon's patch without him realizing. See, the competition is trying to steal my profits. I did not notice because of the experimental that went wrong on the stage. Well, like, it would have taken time to get this thing up in the air. They would have had to do that way in advance. This 4th balloon exploded at the very same moment Mr. Asman was beamed from the stage below. Right, so them scraps that fell to the ground after and left them scorch marks, they didn't come from the stage at all. It was bits of the balloon raining down. Because no one was in it, it didn't get no attention. That would still be weird, though. A mysterious 4th balloon carrying no passengers, silently floating over the experimentation stage.
Objection!
I wonder, Skyward Sword. I fucking wonder! This photograph shows us nothing more. A stray balloon carrying no one and operated by some rogue trader. Clearly it has nothing to do with the case. Its relevance does elude me, I must say. The court has seen sufficient evidence and heard ample testimony already. The prosecution calls for this trial to be concluded. I am taking up so much of the screen right now. I must relish this real estate. This real estate, I tell you! What? He's reading the newspaper! I noticed the 3rd juror hasn't spoken up much. Seems to always skip over him, at least earlier, but, have we got to the truth yet? No, we're not even close. No, I can't let this opportunity slip away. The jurors' minds are made up and not in our favor. What else can this photograph tell us? Is there nothing more we can learn from it? There's more! But wait, there's more! Objection. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, wait. Please don't give your decisions yet. They haven't even said anything. The photograph from Master Gods may well be hiding one more vital clue. What's that? Oh! A vital clue! Well, there, now he's talking. Man. We're well past the point of mere possibilities. It's time for definitives now. Let's talk about proof, baby. So tell the court. What exactly does this alleged clue in the photograph prove? Cause of the explosion. We can reasonably assume that the picture balloon was destroyed in the searing heat of the explosion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was not my fault.
Evidently. Because the birdcage from the kinesis machine materialized in the sky where it had been flying. And the balloon, being filled with flammable hydrogen, instantly and explosively ignited.
Objection!
Nope, that's not what happened. What? Punch. It would appear that this photograph requires closer examination. Jeez. Counsel for the defense, you will highlight the location of this alleged clue in the photograph for the court. Be glad to, man. Be glad to. If you look closely, it's plain enough to see. And what's shown is linked to another piece of evidence we have, in a way that leads to an unbelievable conclusion. Well, I mean, like, how else would you draw an arrow from a crossbow and make it obvious enough to see? Yeah, it's not gonna actually highlight it, is it? So, but, I believe it's this. The timing of this photograph can only be described as miraculous. You're telling me. If you look, you'll notice there's a bright white line that appears to point directly at the balloon. Maybe it was a light arrow. Most likely a ray of light caught incidentally on the film. I'm afraid I can see nothing of the sort. If you look with a magnifying glass, my lord, it becomes clear what the nature of this bright line really is. Goodness, what is that? Who's speaking right now? Undeniably some flash of light, yes.
Oh, golly. Do you think it might be lightning?
But it couldn't have been a finer day.
I believe we may be looking at fire.
About the fire heading straight for the balloon like an arrow.
Indeed, even to my aging eyes, it would appear to be a flame of some sort. My word! Are you suggesting this flame struck the hydrogen gas that filled the balloon?
Objection!
I mean, it didn't have to, it just had to puncture it, right? That's absurd. The balloon would have been 60 feet above the ground at the time. No flame could possibly have reached such a height.
Objection!
Ah, but that's where you're wrong, amigo. Actually, it's my opinion that a particular piece of evidence found at the scene reveals how that is exactly what did happen.
What evidence?
If such evidence exists, counsel, you better be presenting it, man. Did he actually say man there? It would have been hilarious. Yep.
Take that!
Take that. This was found hidden at the foot of a small ornamental tree near the scene. Good lord! Is that a crossbow? How many good lords are we gonna hear in this? Huh. An arrow dipped in oil and set alight could have been shot from this weapon. Oh. That too, maybe. Sending a flaming arrow. Okay, and that would explain why it was lit up like that. Yeah. Are you suggesting that crossbow was used to deliberately...
Blimey, you're right! That streak of light in the photo looks just like an arrow, doesn't it?
Then the explosion of the balloon, it was... deliberate. Caused by someone. Very likely the result of a flaming arrow from this crossbow igniting the hydrogen gas inside it. Oh my god! Oh my... did you... huh? He is frozen there. I've never seen him do that. I don't think he ever did that in the first game. Counsel, this is an extraordinary supposition. You're Van Zeeks, that's an extraordinary pose. If the aim was to cause the balloon to explode, the shooter could have used a gun, of course. But that would have made too much noise. The noise of the discharge. You should hear the noise of my discharge. Wait, what? That's right. By using a crossbow, the projectile could be fired at the balloon silently.
Well, yeah, if someone had shot a gun off in the exhibition grounds, it would have caused a real panic.
But with the big explosion, there was a very big panic anyway, no? Yeah, oh, that's what I was thinking. But it would have been too late at that point for anyone to know what... I don't like this. I should be pleased to have found a plausible new explanation for all this, but something feels wrong.
Objection!
And he feels it too. Do you understand the implications of what you're saying, my Nipponese friend? My Nipponese friend. If a flaming arrow did indeed hit the balloon, then obviously it would have exploded. And if the birdcage appeared from the cloud of smoke that ensued...
Wait a minute, what are you really saying here? The same thing that Timothy Bishop was saying 50 minutes ago? I don't get it. Was the birdcage beamed up into the sky after all, or what?
My goodness me! I can't believe I was right about that. It fell from a balloon. I think there's a good chance that the birdcage was actually concealed inside the balloon all along. Bingo! Did I just hear that correctly, Counsel? Oh yeah! Waka waka doo doo yeah! There's no going back now. The horse is bolted. Jeez. Put your seat backs and tray tables in their upright positions. Here we go. Let's assume, as I said, that the birdcage was hidden inside the green balloon from the start. Oh, inside the balloon? I would have thought just in the basket. I don't know. Because, like, when the balloon exploded, the basket probably, like, the wires would break, and it would just fall. On stage, when the experiment was started, the birdcage and the instantaneous kinesis machine disappeared in a cloud of smoke. At that moment, the flaming arrow was fired from the ground, causing the green balloon to explode and drawing the attention of the spectators to the sky above their heads.
Well, then the question becomes, like, did Hairbrain know this was gonna happen? Because what a coincidence for that to be his intention to send the body over there, and then the person who really did it ended up doing the same exact thing. Like, I don't know. Well, he probably wanted Hairbrain to think he succeeded, just to mess him up or something. Or it was a way to get that grant money, I don't know. From amid the smoke, the hidden birdcage then appeared to fall down and crash into the Crystal Tower. There you go. I think you'll all agree it's entirely plausible. I think that's the only explanation there is, really. That what I just described is the real truth behind the miraculous experiment carried out that day. Hairbrain's gonna be pulling his hair out right now. Next time he gets on the witness stand, he's gonna be bald! As bald as Eustace.
Objection!
Are you bald? Yes. This is ludicrous. What you've described is no science experiment. It's a piece of crap. Yeah, they did, and I totally agree with them. In which case, this is the only way to explain what happened that day. And in any case, the victim's body was found inside the birdcage in the Crystal Tower. If the instantaneous kinesis didn't take place, how do you explain that? Well, there must have been a second birdcage, and that's the only possible thing. If people could see the birdcage there on the stage, well, the only question then, of course, is they also needed, like, a body double. You know, to stand in for Asmund. But, you know, if I may put it a word as a man of magic myself, such apparent discrepancies can easily be explained by some simple deception. Juror number 3, save us! All that would be needed is a doppelganger. Someone who looks very similar to the victim. Yeah, well, there you go. Just like I was saying. And having this other man appear on stage to front the show as a body double. Ah, yes, of course! So in fact, we are really running with this, though. Mr. Asmund must have been inside the birdcage that was concealed inside the balloon right from the start.
Objection!
Wait a minute, if the crossbow was used to make the balloon explode, then maybe the crossbow wasn't what caused the injury. Because he was like all bloody, like something had punctured his lung or heart or something. Yeah, what would have caused that then? Unless they did both things with the crossbow, which is possible. That balloon would have been filled with hydrogen. Anything hidden inside it would have been scattered to the four winds when it exploded. No one would ever have embarked on such a risky venture. Not necessarily. The explosive force of the balloon gas would very much depend on the mixture ratio. Well, when did you get so smart? Oh, look at the brains on Brad! You're a smart motherfucker! Flying balloons are rarely filled with pure hydrogen, but a mixture of other gases such as helium as well. Well, I suppose, yeah. You're sitting there playing with the tubes, man. Helium on its own doesn't explode, but by controlling the gas mixture ratio, the explosive force can be altered. It's the first mention of helium I've seen. It's true, helium does not. It's not flammable. The mixture ratio. Are we really getting into this right now? Obviously, the victim's body would have suffered some burns. That would be unavoidable. There were no burns on that body, I'll tell you what. At least not that I could see. But not to such an extent as to render this whole obscene charade impossible. Oh, man. Keep going, Renosuke, we got the upper hand. So everything that happened can be explained logically and scientifically. The explosion that engulfed the stage at the start of the experiment was no accident. Here's the thing, though. Like, it feels like we're done with this case now. But not only... Okay, I mean, we could be. But then what was all that about at the museum and the wax figures and all that? Also, another thing I was thinking in between videos, the Asogi that we saw, the dead body, was that a wax figure? Things to consider. The explosion that engulfed the stage at the start of the experiment was no accident. I read that already. It was all part of an elaborate deception to make it appear that this instantaneous kinesis had occurred. Well, goodness me. And if we accept that this is what happened, it means that the victim, Mr. Asmund, was never present on the public experimentation stage to begin with. Shit, man. In short. Man, how many times am I going to point epically? Jeez, he couldn't have been killed by the defendant, who was on stage in full view the entire time, in full frontal. I don't think he did it again. Actually, I think he did do that in the first game. Now that I'm seeing it again, whoa, that slow panning shot. You can only do this with a drone, and they didn't have drones back then, people. This is an anachronism. This will be very hard for the prosecution to counter. Don't say that! Don't say that, dude! You know! The moment you say that! Lord Van Zieks can't credibly maintain that Professor Harebrained is a suspect now. But wait. Wait, what? Who? It's gonna be the Professor. Dang it. Mr. Naruhodo, I appreciate your efforts. Thank you. Professor? But you can stop now. Just keep your mouth shut, please. Sorry? What's all this about, my friend? From college.
I, Albert Harebrained, hereby confess
Whoa, what are you doing?
that it was me who stabbed Mr. O.
What is he doing? Oh, dear. Someone has got him. Someone's got him. Someone's up to something here.
Yes, it was me, with my faithful friend and partner, Andrew the Screwdriver.
Oh, jeez. There's some connection here, and I just can't seem to wrap my fist around it, man. Holy God, has it really been an hour? I was going to try to keep these videos short because I'm going to Canada next week. Oh God. Explain the sudden confession. Well, you know what? We're going to get that explanation next time, people. Let me tell you. Why do I keep saying the word people? I don't know. I love you guys. See you next time. Bye.